What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have access to Season 2 of Delta Force. It was a pretty decently sized update for a lot of people, and there's a lot of things that came down the pipeline with this update that we had already talked about in the last video of news, but there are some things that weren't discussed because we weren't aware we were getting it. And today, that's what this video will go over, so please sit back, enjoy, look at some news, the last bit of news regarding Season 2. And while you're at it, please like and subscribe to the channel. And, leave a comment. One of them nice little comments that says you're doing good. Makes me feel good about myself. Because, I need to feel good about myself doing this stuff for y'all. Let's get into it. Let's start the news today talking about what they've added to the actual Steam page. Now, I have gone over this in a different video a while back. I didn't get a lot of views on that video, so this probably went under a lot of people's radar, but now a lot of people are probably noticing it because they're getting that nice little Steam notification every time they receive an achievement, and that is Steam achievements have been added to Delta Force. I did mention this not too long ago. I have some screenshots I can show when they were in quote-unquote testing phase, and they are finally released. There are still 53 achievements. They are, generalization kind of achievements, so, do this in the game, get an achievement. Do that in the game, get an achievement. And it seems to be going pretty well so far, at least for myself. Currently, all these Steam achievements, though, seem like they're not going out to everyone. A lot of them are showing that they are the rare, so that means that less than, I believe if I remember correctly, it's 10% of people have not gotten that achievement, which seems a little weird to me considering the player count in this game is pretty high. And as well, there are 16 hidden achievements. And looking that over, I believe most of those deal with operations specifically. So, leaving the operation with a certain item and extracting that way. So I did point out that there is a battle tank model that you can find in operations. I'm not sure what operation map it is or where on that map you could find it, but it was one of those achievements, so I'm pretty sure those are one of the hidden achievements they've added in the game. I'd have to go and look over all of them to try to get the hidden achievements, but there's also other ways to do that with Steam itself, so it's not really that big of a deal, and some people may not find it as a big deal either, but for your achievement hunters out there, Steam achievements are in Delta Force now. Be on the lookout for those. And if you also weren't already aware, there are cards, like the trading card that Steam likes to use. Those are in the game as well, and those are for each of the operators minus Toxic, and our newest operator that we just received today with the Season 2 update. We're now going to talk about the Turbrick system, or at least just the new charms in general. So Turbricks you can earn by playing Warfare, playing Operations, just logging in for the moment, and they seem pretty simple and easy to earn. And here we have some charms, and the charms can come in variations as mentioned in the last video. In this case, I have 3 variations already of the Lion's Shield, which I actually kind of like some of the variations that they do have, so I don't really want to get rid of them, but I can get rid of them in order to try to get a different Turbrick, to then try to get a different charm. How this is going to look going forward, we'll just have to continue seeing if it's going to continue looking like it's going to be Hat Claw's Toy Box, I believe is what they're calling it at the moment. So if it's going to continue being Hat Claw's Toy Box, and then just changing the charms that Hat Claw has. We'll have to go wait and see, though, how they decide to do that. Now we're going to go over the Armament Voucher system. We're kind of speculating whether or not we'd be able to get Season 1 armament still, and based upon this little video I was able to gather, we are able to get some of those skins still. As we can see, I already have some of these, and will not be earning them again, but it does look like we can still get them for this season. That was what I found when I went into the tactical armament and was actually trying to look at what we have available for Season 2, but that's what I got, showing me there's actually still stuff for Season 1. So if you're looking for a certain skin from Season 1 and you didn't ever get it, you can now get it. I also did notice that the amount of vouchers it takes was a lot lower. Now that could be because it transitions from Season 1 into Season 2, or the very start of the season it just stays low so that people can try to get something initially and get that feel good feeling of getting a new weapon skin or getting a nice premium item of some sort. I'm not too sure. I believe though it was a seasonal transition thing where I was low on season 1 and it just transitioned to season 2, and so my probability of getting something good at the very beginning of the season 2 was a lot higher than usual. Now, when you do get something like a weapon skin, it will reset just like it did in Season 1 back to 75 vouchers before you possibly roll for another weapon skin. And now we'll go over the vehicle modification menu that they added to the gameplay. So if you go into the right hand corner of your operators when you die or right before you start up the match, there's going to be a little vehicle with a cog that allows you to go into the modification vehicle screen where you can modify every available vehicle that is on that map that is able to be modified. So in this case, you can see we have the helicopters, the tank, the light armor vehicles, and the light vehicle itself. These modifications would include your main gun, your side guns. They do not allow for modification of your paint, which is fine. You don't need it like 5 seconds before you're about to deploy, but you can change out other things depending on the situation it needs. And this is something that we did not have in Season 1, but we now have to see in Season 2. And we now have a look at what these new statistics that are being added to the scoreboard are, and this is what we have. So your menu now has the chevron metal looking thing for your score instead of what it used to be just kind of like bar graph looking thing just to denote what your score was, or at least to tell people like this is your score area. We still have the kills and we still have the deaths for after action, but we don't have those during the game. We have your assists, we have your revives, and then we now have a thing regarding specifically vehicles, so vehicle destruction, vehicle repair, and those sorts of things. So it's not what you do in the vehicle per se, because getting kills in the vehicle is just going to go to your kill count, but what you do to help out with the vehicle, or help out to get rid of a vehicle. We also have your captures, which are still the same. Capture the objective. There you go. That's your captures. And that last little bit is tactical information, so such as using a lunar recon arrow, essentially using your operator's ultimate ability. That's where those should be going, or your call-ins should also be going in there as well. It's kind of a little hazy on which one is which, because I noticed it in game and I've not been able to figure out exactly which one does what, like which actions will actually cause that to go up. For example, I've used Stinger in the match in the video you can see it in the background, but I didn't see that grow with the amount of revives I also had. So it might be different per operator what will trigger that, because if you're reviving everyone, then it kind of makes sense that you shouldn't also be able to get that tactical thing going up at the same time. Otherwise, medics would be so overpowered in getting the scoring system going up like crazy. However, there are other ways to do it, like call-ins, so artillery barrages, smoke barrages, and your vehicle call-ins and such will also help towards that score. And now we can look at the fortification and how it looks like in this game. So when you get fortification ability, it's not really anything you actually have to do to get it. You just play the game and you have it. All you have to do is hit 6 and you'll get this little box, and you'll see these outlines around the map where you can build fortifications. You just have to get up next to them, and then your box will turn into the hammer that we've seen in other videos previously put out by the developers, specifically their trailers. And then you just start utilizing the hammer as if you would any other firearm, and it builds up the fortification into sandbags. They're a bunch of sandbags. We are seeing, however, some issues with that already, as people have taken to Reddit and already have been complaining about how this sandbag system, fortification system, seems to be creating really bad maps, and that is like not saying that the maps aren't already bad in some cases. For example, Shafted, I already believe is was pretty bad beforehand. Now it's just made even worse by the fact that it creates a lot more choke points, making it a lot harder for some teams to be able to go through. And that was one of the main complaints that a lot of people had at the very beginning in the alphas, was that it seemed like it was one-sided to the attackers or the defenders on a lot of the maps because of the way that it was balanced. This doesn't seem to be balancing out in favor of either team at the moment on most maps that I've been able to play. However, it does seem that it is starting to do that for some maps. Shafted being a good example of this, and I've read into Ascension being another map where it seems to be doing that as well. Next up, we have our seasonal events that happen throughout the season. In this case, we have the login bonus event and the supplies event for Starfall, and this will run from the 18th to the end of the month, the 31st. So that's the 31st of January, not the 31st of March or whatever. 31st of January. The event rules for each of them are pretty simple. For the login and bonus event, simple as that. Log in after the version update to claim various rewards on the event page, and the big reward that everyone's going to be looking for is this new camo, the aerospace camo for the Vadias. I am pronouncing that wire forward name wrong, and I am sorry. But we're going to continue on. You're going to get some armament vouchers, and you're actually going to get turbricks. Turbricks, again, are used to get the new charms from Hat Claw's little toy chest. We also have the milestone series available, which is, complete a milestone of playing so many operations, so many warfare games, doing so many kills, doing whatever it is you do, and then you'll be able to get that skin for the LAVAA, Burgundy is what they're calling it, and a large number of premium weapon XP tokens, which you can utilize those to try to upgrade the new rifles that they just added to the game, the new SMG and the new LMG. Our next set of little information goes over Starfall supplies and the tactical armament. We are pretty used to tactical armament, and we're pretty used to some Starfall supply stuff. Similarities. We have never actually had Starfall supplies. They're just something similar that happens. Again, the event period for Starfall supplies in this case is 01/18 to 01/31, just like the rest of the Starfall stuff so far. And the milestone series missions are available. You play simple matches to earn milestone points and exchange them for rewards. When they say exchange, I think they need to translate that a little differently, because you don't really you don't really exchange them, because you keep the points and then you just keep accumulating more after you've passed the threshold and you've gotten all the rewards. So I do think they need to reword that a little bit. But the rewards this time around are Ultimate Safe Box for 3 days. So this is a safe box you can use in operations that allows you to bring stuff out of operations safely for 3 days time. You also get the AK-12 0 degree, which is a new skin for the AK-12, but it's not pictured here. Instead, we do have a picture of the AKM from the tactical armament, and I actually was able to, and very lucky to get, sorry, not the AKM, PKM, to get the Viper skin, which is one of the premium skins for this tactical armament season. The other Viper skins are for the M700 and the AUG. We have an aerospace for the SV98 and the G18. We have the tidal wave for the Deagle, your M1014 SG552, and the bunch of letters and numbers gun at the very end. That also got more bunch of letters and numbers guns in the forms of SMGs, LMGs, and marksman rifles, which we will also go over right now. Now we are going into the arms race for the QCQ-171 submachine gun. From the 18th to the 30th, not the 31st, keep that in mind. You'll be able to earn this by completing missions in warfare mode to unlock it. You just need to get 100 points, and then you'll end up unlocking this. So there's 50 points. There's 4 missions, 50 points each. You unlock the QCQ for warfare. In operations, though, it is different. You have to still 100 points to unlock the gun. You get it, and then you're able to produce it for operations. I don't know what that looks like. I haven't done it myself. I did do the warfare variation, and actually you could see me utilizing it in the game if you've been watching the gameplay for the short period of time that they are there. And like I said, simple access and production of the new submachine gun. Keeping in the theme with talking about weapon skins and just weapons in general, we're going to keep doing that instead of doing the usual going down the list of what's on Steam. So we have the new maps and the illicit deal bundle. The illicit deal bundle is like any other bundle out there. You pay with Delta tickets and or Delta coins to get some skins for certain rifles or sniper rifles, pistols, whatever it is. Along with that, you'll either get avatar, calling card, spray paint, or what have you, whatever it is for that specific bundle. This one, in this case, we get the ASA Val, sorry, and the Scar H skin, an illicit bundle deal. This is what you get. And we also get a pendant, avatar, calling card, spray paint. We also have the new maps. The new maps have some actions you can complete on them. Complete these missions, earn rewards. The reward in this case, we are trying to get the ASV Snow Camouflage, the M14 Havoc Guard skin, as you can see pictured there, and the Armament Vouchers, Time 14, and some more stuff. These events, though, from the 18th to the 25th, you can play Attack and Defend on Knife Edge, and then from the 26th to the 2nd of February, you can play Trainwreck, Attack and Defend, in order to get those skins for the aforementioned weapons, and also the Armament Vouchers to hopefully get the aforementioned Viper skins and such for the new season. Our next set of little bits of information we got revolves around the Mandelbrick this season. So this season's Mandelbrick, we got the custom build. This is something specifically geared toward Hackclaw. If you don't notice that the gun itself looks kind of like a gamepad, your Steam Deck or whatever other handheld you might have, that's what we got here. So what we're looking for this season is the custom build Scar H, specifically that's the big prize, big Gambino. We also have an elusive skin, a star color, more Sara Guard for more weapons. We had some last season. We had more weapons to now have the Sara Guard. Reptile. I cannot pronounce the one between Sara Guard and Reptile. I am sorry, but I just can't because I can't. Mandelbrick Spectrum Blitz will continue to have a low drop rate in the new season, so if you missed out on something in there that you wanted, don't worry, you could still possibly get it. We also have the drop guarantee progress for different Mandelbrick series independent of each other, so that's, if I'm reading this correctly and I'm understanding comprehension correctly, it means that the Mandelbrick series of custom build, which was this season's Mandelbrick series, has a different drop rate to that of last season's Spectrum Blitz. So if you are doing better in one season over the other, the drop rate is going to be independent of each other. Quantum keys can unlock any Mandelbrick series though, so you don't have to worry about getting like a different type of key or a different type of quantum key in order to open up the Mandelbricks. They open up all Mandelbricks. You just have to choose a series, and that's what you get. There's also deluxe collection periods for construction. Can use appearances from any series of materials. So you can use any materials from any series. So for example, I have the SR25 Snow Camo. It's pretty bad, but if I get more camos and stuff, I can utilize those to try to get a different skin either from this series or last series from last season. We also have a new bundle for your knife. This is the Mercy bundle, as it's for melees. Obviously, it says melee weapon Mercy. So you also get a weapon skin for the Ash 12 and the M7, and you also get a charm, avatar, calling card, spray paint. And in order to get this, it's 5,200 Delta tickets and or Delta coins. The Mercy knife, in this case, kind of looks like a butterfly knife, or maybe just a standard pocket watch you just flip open. Either way, that is that for that season. Alright, now we're going to be talking about some events that we have going on, such as the Attachment License event. So the Attachment License event is actually how you're going to earn all of the holographic thermal sights, the combat thermal sights, and the sniper thermal sights that everyone is kind of trying to figure out what exactly this is going to do and or look like throughout this season and how they're going to affect the gameplay. So from the 18th to the 30th, you can play these events. You just have to complete some missions, earn charm points, spend those points. Boom, you get the attachment that you purchased. So I've already done this a bit, and I've got the holographics thermals, for example. I haven't tested it out in game quite yet, but I do have them available, so if I would want to use them, I can. We also have the weekend event for Expert Choice Volume 1. This is when they usually give you some type of weapon, and they want you to go out there and utilize that weapon, upgrade it, and then you could keep doing that. For most of us, we probably already have this weapon unlocked, and that's the CAR-15 assault rifle. It's usually the most standard issue rifle to a lot of players, so a lot of people already have it. This includes in operations sometimes, but in this case, this is for operations where they're going to give you that assault rifle. You're looking to try to get the Weekend Lucky Supply Pack, a premium weapon XP, 2 time XP card with single uses, and some more rewards in there. All you have to do is kind of like log in, and then it'll give you missions to complete with the Car 15 in operations. We also have the Score Operator Volume 1 and the TA store available this time around. So the TA store, I didn't get a picture of that, but it's your techno-analyst store that you go into operations. You pay for quantum keys, armament vouchers, and the advanced safe box for 7-day access. In operations, those are what those are for. You use your alloy to pay for those. Score Operator is a little bit different. Exchange warfare mode points for specified rewards. So essentially, you build up your massive amount of score that you can, and then they give you the quantum keys and armament vouchers like that. It's just like any other season that we've had so far, and it's just, it's pretty simple. It's going to keep going to Score Operator Volume 2 and so on and so forth throughout this season. We also have the new season pass that has released, which comes with a few camos, and then as you go throughout the season, you unlock a lot of more things, just like last season's pass. In this case, though, how you pay for it, I was hoping would be a little bit different than how you paid for it in the first season, because the first season was the first season. You had to pay for it in one way and one way only. That was with Delta Coins. And Delta Coins you had to purchase with some real money, and then you would get the coins to go and pay for whatever it is you wanted, and boom, here you had your season pass. Unfortunately, even though Delta tickets are supposed to be equivalent to Delta coins, you cannot utilize Delta tickets in order to purchase the season pass. That kind of sucks, but it makes sense because, like I just said, Delta coins need to be purchased with real money, so therefore you would not be able to use Delta tickets, which you can earn without having to spend any real amount of money to get Delta coins, or correction, to get Delta tickets. So that is that. We have some things like the Wrought Iron Scar H, a Ace SKS, Ace PTR 32, the Vector Red Comet, to name some of the weapon skins we're looking at. Viron is also getting a new skin, as you can kind of actually see displayed in the photo. It's called Top Gun, so he's going to fly around the map looking like Maverick. It's cool, I guess, if you're a Viron main. I am not. We're also going to be getting more access to season save boxes, a 2x2, a 2x3, more turbricks, armor vouchers, and such. If you want to unlock the deluxe edition, which is for both warfare and operations, it's 720 Delta coins. If you want it for a specific mode, so you can buy a season pass specifically for warfare, or for operations, it's just going to change what you actually earn or in which you don't earn, which is going to stay locked. And those are 520 Delta coins each. So if you are like me and you play both modes, whether or not you're actually like invested wholeheartedly into those modes, I would go with the deluxe edition, 720 Delta coins. If you are not and you purely play warfare or you purely play operations, 520. And there you go. I can't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately, the actual amount it costs. $20 equals this much coins or that much coins. I unfortunately can't remember that. I'm sorry, but it is something that you can think of. I did pay 20, and I was able to use enough Delta coins for last season and this season to pay for the season pass. So $20 should be good for at least 2 seasons, and that's how you can do that. And like I said at the very beginning of this section, this was the last section, and therefore we are at the end of the video. I thank you guys for sticking with me for this long, because I do try to keep these at least under 20 minutes, or as close to 20 minutes as I can. Please do be on the lookout for my Delta Force boot camp series I plan on going over for the UI. There's a lot of UI in this game. There's a lot of different things going on, and they just changed it, which is a good thing, because I had planned on using Season 1's information to talk about the UI. So now that it's changed, we can see what it's going to look like in Season 2 and show the little bit more intuitiveness, I hope. Otherwise, do please look out for that with a like and subscribe, and you'll be able to find out exactly when those videos drop as soon as they drop. And I hope to see you there.